White colonizers didn't like sharing things, and they knew the quickest route to gentrification was to completely submerge cities underwater. So we're going to discuss the 6 Black towns that have been buried because Black History Month is important. And I am late because my children keep bringing home the plagues, and no one is more sorry about that than I am. So by the late 1800s, there were many Black towns that were thriving. It was still tough post-emancipation, but they were coming together, they were bonding and creating these flourishing communities. Amber Ruffin covers this phenomenon of the disappearing Black towns. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most well-known spots, but probably not the well-known history of Oscarville, which was built in Forsyth County, Georgia, under what is now known as Lake Lanier. Oscarville was born out of the post-Reconstruction era. Not all of the residents were Black, but most of them were. And by 1910, there were 1,100 Black residents living there. 58 of them were landowners. Over 100 were renting farms to grow crops on. It was a mostly agricultural community. They were well known for the production of their poultry, and the area was also a recreational area for boating. And as was the case back then, all it took was for a group of white people to accuse a group of Black people, and an angry mob ensued, and the town was burned down. Thousands of people fled in fear for their lives because their entire livelihood had just been burned down to the ground. In the 1950s, roughly 40-ish years after the white people pushed the Black residents out of Forsyth County, out of their small community of Oscarville, the Army Corps of Engineers built Lake Lanier, which resulted after a dam was built, and it's like a whole process involving hydroelectricity that I'm not going to get into today. Whatever wasn't burned in 1912 in Oscarville was eventually flooded over, so remnants of the town still exist today under Lake Lanier, and that is why I would never willingly go swimming in Lake Lanier.